Board meeting September 18th, and we're located at 1440 Rochester Road. If we can all stand for the pledge, please. And Joel?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, God, for this wonderful day you've given to us, for the people of Addison Township. Help us to guide the township with wisdom. In your name we pray. Amen.
Okay. Could be a roll call, please.
Yes, Jacob Newby.
Here.
Eric Sant.
Here.
Linda Garrick. Here. Joel King.
Here.
Lori Fisher. Here. Bennett present. Bruce Supervisor Pearson.
Here. Okay, all accounted for. Any announcements?
No.
Petitions? No. Department reports, as usual, available in my office. Approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any questions? Do we have roll call on that, please?
Yes, Eric Sant.
Yes.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Joel King.
Aye.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, consent agenda.
Yes, this is a really brief one. July 17th minutes and meals is paid for July and August 2017.
Any questions on that?
I'll move the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Have a second? No other questions? I guess we need a roll call on that too, please.
Sure. Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Joel King.
Aye.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, move on to item number 2, which is public hearing and resolutions for the following special assessment districts, Pine Estate. This is the public hearing resolution for the following SAD Pine Crest Estates. The Township Board received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rolls of Oakland County, constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD, and they're requesting the amount of $454 per parcel. And 0523451-015 at $227 for each of the next 5 years to cover maintenance for snow plowing, repaving, and pond upkeep with a 5% collection fee for the township. Proper notice of the second and final hearing has been published in the Oxford Leader and mailed by first class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD. This is where we listen to your concerns, and I'd like to open up the public hearing at we'll say it's 6:02, and at this time, if anybody has anything to say, please come forward, and we'll listen at the public hearing. If anybody has anything to say at the public hearing on the SAD for Pinecrest Estates, not hearing any. At this time, I'd like to close the hearing, and we'll put that at 6:03. Okay. If anybody'd like to move a resolution to accept the SAD.
I recommend that we move resolution to accept the SAD.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and a support. Any comments from the board at all? Hearing none, could we have a roll call on that, please?
Yes, Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Joel King.
Aye.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and the resolution is so moved. We'll move on to item number 3, which is public hearing resolution for proposed text amendment to the code. There's Appendix A, Addison Township zoning ordinances. A is Article 13, Lake Lot District Overlay, Section 13.03.3. There's actually three of them, so I'll just read them here. Article 4 is the private road section, 4.19.B.5, and then there's Article 2, section 2.02, definitions, lot area. On the first one here, this is going to be the public hearing resolutions for the first one, which is the public hearing for the, let me see, just for the actual lake lot overlay. Let me just read you this here. Amendment to, at 1 is amend the ATZO, which is Addison Township zoning ordinance, section 13.03.3 to read, septic systems shall be located a minimum of 100 feet from the lake and shall be designed so as to drain away from the lake and its watersheds and its tributaries and any wells. The 100-foot setback may be reduced to not less than 50 feet provided an applicant submits to the township an approved on-site wastewater treatment system permit issued by the Oakland County Health Department or any replacement entity. That's for the very first one. So at this time, I think I'll take these one at a time. At this time, I'd like to open up the public hearing on this, and we'll say this is at 6:05. So I'd like to open up the public hearing. If anybody would have anything they'd like to say about the First Amendment here. If anybody has anything to say, please come forward. Okay. If nobody has anything to say on that, I'd like to close the hearing here, and we'll say it's 6:06. Okay. I don't know if you want me to take on whether or not we want to have any action on this or not, or you want me to go through all three of these probably.
Do all the public hearings first.
I'll do them all then. Okay, the second one, of course, is the amendment to the Addison Township zoning ordinance, section 4.19.B.5.A to read, construction drawings that meet the approval of the township engineer prior to the township board approval if the private drive will serve a single parcel or building site that is adequately deed restricted from further division in a manner acceptable to the Township Land Division Committee. Following review by the Township Legal Counsel, the Land Division Committee may waive the requirements of the construction drawings. At this time, I'd like to open up the public meeting on this one, and we'll call this one at 6:07. If anybody has anything to say about the second item concerning the board approval on private roads. Anybody has anything to say about that? Not hearing any, I'd like to close the meeting then at, we'll call it 6:08. And then the third item is a definition for the lot areas. And this amendment is the Addison Township zoning ordinance, section 2.02 definitions, lot area to read, lot area, the total horizontal area within the lot lines of the lot. Minimum lot area shall not include any portion within a public right-of-way or public road easement or bottomland, as defined in Michigan Public Act 451 of 1994 for any lot created after the effective date of this definition. And I'd like to open up that hearing at 6:09. Does anybody have anything to say concerning the lot definitions? I'll say it one more time. Anybody have anything to say about that? Not hearing anybody, I'd like to close the hearing, and we'll say that is at 6:10. Does anybody have anything on item number 1? My take on item number 1, I have not heard from the Lake Association, the Homeowners Association. I'm wondering if we would like to hear from them before we make any decisions or anything on that.
I would support further investigation on this.
Does anybody have any comments on that?
So are you asking to table until we receive some input from lake boards?
I would like to, because you know, in the past, the Lake Board has been part of this, and the Lake Owners Association, to be honest with you, it wasn't just the township that enacted this overlay onto the lake. I'd just like to hear from the Lake Owners Association and let them at least let us know that they saw this and that they're happy with it and would like us to move forward. And this also affects Indian Lake. So,
Yeah, when I saw this, this morning, I texted the president, the vice president, and the third person that works the most on the board, but I didn't get any feedback. It just may not have been a matter of time to look at it.
We can send it to them, too.
Yeah, I sent them that section.
Okay.
and I agree, I would just like to make sure that everybody's on board and they understand that there is a change here. And it's, a lot of it's because of technology and different things. There's different systems out there now that the health department's allowing, and I'd just like the Lake Board to say they've seen it and they approve of us to move forward on it.
Oh, my thoughts on this one, that I was not on the planning commission when they did all of this research, but I guess I'm just wondering why we even, any permit for on-site wastewater treatment is issued by the county. Mm-hmm. So if the county's minimum is 50 feet, why do we even have an ordinance on it? I just...
And it was created by several entities, you know, just like you said. I'd just like the Lake Association to be aware of it, and they may say they are aware of it, and they should come back and tell us that they'd like us to move forward. That's all I would like. So I'd like to table this. So,
Yeah, I would support that too. I just want to add, I've sat on several cases on the CBA now with septic systems, and I can see where we want to make sure that the flow, more or less, the flow, the water runoff is important than once the system is in, even with the waste treatment system, depending on if they alter the topology of the land. These are some of the lessons learned that I got out of the cases that we had at the CBA.
Well, I think you guys required that they had an engineered system. This is just for a septic field.
Exactly.
To allow a septic field to be that close.
Closer,
It's not
right.
for an engineered system. It's just that the...
Well, it
You're
does
right.
say approved on-site wastewater treatment system.
septic field.
That's a
because
septic
there's-
system.
yeah.
It's any septic system.
It's not
So
an
currently, you have to
engineered-
be 100 feet away. This is actually going to change it to 50 to 100 feet, which is 50 feet is the health department's.
Okay. Well, maybe these are the discussions.
I think we'll discuss it when it comes back. Do we have to do a motion on that?
I'll motion to table this and ask the lake boards that we're aware of to review the text and make a recommendation to us before we make a final decision.
Yeah.
I think Eric already supported it. didn't he?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And we have a
There
second
was no
on that?
motion.
I would, whoever made the motion,
So
I
I'll
would
just say all
certainly
in favor
support
of
it.
that, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, we'll table that one. On the second one, this one is pretty straightforward. The only change on the private road, as you know, if we put it in the deed that the property is going to be all one property and one road back there, then there's no reason for them to come to the zoning board. And of course, that goes through Pauline. Does anybody have any comments on that or any questions?
I have one comment. Since we tabled ordinance 1701, this one that we're reviewing, 1702, is going to turn into 1701. And then the following one's going to be ordinance 1702 on top of the resolutions. And what this ordinance does, and I'll just be real quick, this is a benefit for the public who are coming in who want to take a front-to-back split. Normally, they would have to come to the board and say, please waive our plans. What we're basically doing now is if they're adequately deed restrict, they do not have to come before the township board since the road will never be put in. So it's a benefit to our residents.
Anybody have any questions on that? Anybody have a motion on that?
A motion that we amend Article 4, private road section 4.19, point Bravo, point 5 as presented.
Support.
Any further comments? If none, can we have roll call on that, please?
Yes. Jacob Newby.
Aye.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Resolution so moved. The next one is another one that's pretty self-explanatory. It adds bottom land onto the area. You know, when people come in and they say they have so many acres of land, and if half of it's underwater, then it's really not buildable acreage. And we're now saying that just because your lot line goes way out into the lake or whatever, if it's not buildable, those are not to be considered for that. So I think that's pretty simple. And then bottom land is the new word we're putting in there. Anybody have any questions on that?
Did we get an opinion from the lake board on this?
No, this has to do with land development. They can't build houses out on the lake.
It's not so much buildable area, it's more, how would you say, it's not so much about building, it's about land divisions.
Everybody wants to say they have more land than what they have. That's typical. Anybody have any questions on that one?
I would say, suggest moving this resolution to adopt zoning ordinance 1702, amend Article 2, Section 202, definitions, lot area of Appendix A.
Do we have a second on any motions?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Do we have a roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. That resolution is so moved. Go on to item number 4. Nice to see you, Fire Chief. Okay, the fire chief has a couple of things here. He wants to increase the one full-time position, and he wants to add a second position as a promotion. So we're actually going to vote on 2 motions here. I have spoken with Jerry about the concept of adding another full-time position. And Jerry he has done his homework, and he's very convincing on that this is really a good deal for the community, because basically it will give us extra coverage, and in essence it's actually saving money and getting a better service. So Jerry, would you like to explain just a few things? This is item number 1. This is for the added position.
So as my letter states, with the Addison Township Fire Department continuously to strive to be the best we can for our citizens of our community, maintaining cost effectiveness of our budget and savings over the years, we believe at this time we are able to implement a 4th full-time firefighter medic. This implementation is a necessity due to the amount of incidents we are having increasing over the years. We're already at 18% than we were last year. We're at 554 right now. And 3 years ago, 515 was the most we've done. So it'll give you an idea how many more calls we are doing. So, and it's harder and harder to find qualified part-time people. What we've been doing the last so many years is filling that position with a part-time person. We call that the day SRT person. And that day SRT person actually works 10 hours Monday through Friday, and we rotate through paid part-time people. So we have 3 or 4 people that we share those shifts with. Well, right now it's getting harder and harder to keep those people. The qualified people are leaving for full-time jobs. Paramedics in the fire service are very rare right now. We really need a lot of trained individuals. So at this time, I'd like to actually ask the board to move forward with a full-time person, a fourth full-time firefighter medic. We would follow the SOG 600 and the wage resolution adopted by the Township Board.
So let me just ask you a question. The new hire would be at $15.78 an hour, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That was outlined exactly the 3-year tier adopted by the wage resolution by the Township.
Okay. And so the second part of this is completely separate. This is to add a promotion of a firefighter we have
It would be a
already.
promotion of our EMS coordinator. Right now, our EMS coordinator works 24-hour shifts. So like right now, he actually worked Sunday, and he is off until Friday. So we have 4 days during the week with no EMS coordinator doing billing and all the other activities that have to happen, QAs and ordering supplies and all that other stuff. We usually just wait until he comes back on a shift on Friday. Well, these times now, it's just getting impossible to maintain because all of his shift is more or less catching up the stuff that should have been done 4 or 3 days ago. So with that, I'd like to actually increase his pay because he will not be getting overtime. And the 53-hour week that they actually work right now in the Kelly system, there is built-in overtime. So without restricting his money or taking away from him, this promotion would give him 50 hours a week and not take away any of his pay for his overtime, so he'd be the same. So that's why the increase and a promotion, being that he would be working Monday through Friday, 50 hours a week.
Is the changing of his hours to help better staff
Yes.
during the daytime?
Yeah, because right now, if I hired another person, I have Monday through Friday covered 10 hours a day, so I have 50 hours covered a week with a part-time person. I'm going to take that money, and if I hired put Rob in there as only a 40-hour a week, I'm actually spending more money and losing 10 hours a week coverage. So I want to keep him at 50 hours a week, and then as the budget increases, I would then put another part-time person in there and put him down to 40 hours a week. So that EMS coordinator's position is giving a lot right now to still work 50 hours a week, Monday through Friday. And the shift will be 7 to 5.
And this all works within
7
your
to 5,
budget?
that's wonderful.
Oh, for sure. I actually gave a sample budget. In increasing or bringing on a full-time person, is there's 7 different line items that are affected by that, and I made sure that we've looked at all of them. And if this new person that we hire wants insurance, that line item has also been added to. So we can, we do have enough money, sufficient funds. As the fire board has also looked at that too. Chairman Mark Smith is here now, and they went through, and we had lots of discussion about this at the fire board meeting.
Are there times during the day where you might have issues without this change?
Yeah, we'll be going back down to 3 people a day.
Okay.
In which we've already had that happening on Fridays right now, because we don't have anybody to cover Fridays for us.
I don't know, in dealing with Jerry, when he says he needs something, I believe he needs something. I'd like to make a motion that we approve a new full-time position as proposed with the approved step system pay schedule, where he'll be starting out at the $15.78 per hour.
That's recommended.
Is there any further discussion on that?
Thank you.
Okay, this is for the position, the new full-time person. Can we have roll call on that, please?
Joe King. Aye. Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Lori Fisher. Yes. Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, that one passes. Now let's go on to item number 2, which is the $20.03 raise for the coordinator. Does anybody have any further questions on that?
I'll make that motion to approve the change of hours for the EMS coordinator, still balancing up to 53 hours with the promotion rate of $20.03. 30? Oh, transposed. Sorry about that. You caught that one right away, too. $20.30.
Oh, yes.
So it's wrong on the agenda.
We're just trying to save
But
some
it's
money.
right in the letter,
That's all.
right?
I guess. I did it twice.
At least it wasn't $2.30. Okay, do we have a motion on that? Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
We have a second. Any further discussion? Could we have roll call on that, please?
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Joel King.
That's $1.27.
Did you ask me yet?
Oh, Supervisor Pearson.
I don't count. Yes. Okay.
You saw me folding that, didn't
That
I?
passes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry, Robert.
Okay, let me see. Where are we at now? Okay, we're on to the senior programming authorization. It's the OPC program and expenditure. Number one, the board, if you remember, we summarized it last year, we spent $5,000 and we sent people to the OPC and we supplemented the thing. That was a huge success. We pretty much got our 50 people that we allotted for. So this year, I'm planning that I'd like to request $8,000 for next year, but I'd like to change the formula a little bit. I'd like to pay up to 50% of the seniors' fees. And the only reason I do that is because it's a little fairer to everybody. Last time we paid $100 per person, and a single person was $175, a couple was $225. But when everybody came in, the couples got a little more than what a single person. They got $200 out of the $225. So what I like to do is just make it kind of fair for everybody so we can have more people participate also. So if we raise it up to $8,000 and change it, that we'll pay half of that for everybody. So a couple will pay half of the $225 and a single person will pay half of the $175, if that makes sense to everybody. And that way we can extend it out to even more people, because I think that we're going to have a lot more people after they've heard how good it is down at OPC. Anybody have any questions on that? Nobody? Talking to myself?
We're listening, Bruce.
Okay, well, I'd like to see a motion that we approve up to $8,000 for the community, from the community projects, with 50% reimbursement to the qualified residents for 1 year. And as you know, if we get more and more people, then it's only up to 50%. It will come down. If we get 300 people, we'll just divide the $8,000 up amongst the 300 people in the best that we can. But if we do get up to, that would take, 80 people or whatever, we'll be paying half. So,
I think it's a great thing. Remember years back, we talked about having our own so-called, OPC out here, but here, we're close enough to the OPC in Rochester, and the demographics, there's a lot of older people out here now.
well, speak for yourself.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll speak for myself. But no, I think it's a great thing. The 50% makes it fair, and it increases. I think you're going to have a lot of support for this.
Was that a motion?
The location of the township. So I make a motion that we do this.
I'll second.
Okay,
A motion that we do this?
Yeah, I'll explain. The motion is that we'll approve up to $8,000 and with reimbursement is up to 50% per person. Okay?
Yeah, 50%. Okay.
And we have a motion, and do we have a second?
You do.
Okay, and we have a second. Can we have roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Joel King.
Aye.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that passes. The second part of this is the Addison Township Senior Coordinator. boy, Marie May has just been excellent. She's just, the place is alive. We have lots of people coming in. There's activities all the time. She's really done an excellent job, and I'm even going in there as a senior once in a while to see some of the classes there. Even though
You admit it?
I'm always in remedial classes when it comes to computers and everything, but it's a great thing, and our facility now is being used. Her salary, we'd like to boost it up a little bit to $12.97, I believe, which would make her a part-time employee at a first-year pay rate. The proof was in the pudding. She was very successful. She didn't make that kind of money, and now I think that she's definitely due a raise, and the program is a resounding success. So I'd like to raise that pay to $12.97 for up to 15 hours per week, and authorize the township to fund the senior center, of course, for $100 per month until the senior account reaches $1,000, or the board decides otherwise. Anybody have any questions on that?
I just wondered, I think Marie May is awesome, and that what we're doing is the right thing, but I just wanted to be clear on this original, when we had her as a temporary at-will, there were no benefits. Will this office assistant senior coordinator position include any benefits?
No, it's part-time.
It will include probably the simple IRA if she chooses to participate.
Okay.
But this is going to be changed into her, this current one will be offered with the same type of written.
Benefits, okay,
Yes.
no, none. I just wanted to make sure that she knows.
She does.
Okay.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any motions?
I'd like to make a motion that allows for the senior center to remain open until further notice, to designate the current senior program as a part-time employee of the township with a pay rate of a first-year employee of $12.97 for up to 15 hours per week, and then also authorizing that the township continues to fund the senior center for $100 per month until such time the senior account balance is $1,000 or until further action of the board.
We'll support.
Any further discussion? Can we have roll call on that, please?
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Joe King. Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrick. Yes. Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. And the resolution is so, that passes. Okay, now we'll move on to the next item. Resolution adopting the L4029 millage rates and the SADs for the township. Well, we certainly have come back from the recession, so things are a little bit better now than what they were a few years ago. And I discussed a lot of things with the assessor, and we're good this year. So I think a motion would be in order to move the resolution to accept the L4029.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the 2017 millage rates with the special assessment districts.
Second?
Any further discussion?
Actually, just sort of a small correction, I think on the the special assessment district on the Cane Crest, I think that is now an even number, not 454.40.
Which one is wrong?
Pinecrest.
$454 instead of $454.40.
So noted.
Okay, so 454.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll
Yes.
call on that then. Let the
That's
correction there.
corrected, yeah.
Yes. Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Treasurer Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, and that is so moved. Ooh. Number 7.
favorite one.
This is approve a landscaping agreement and request for proposals. Linda was the trustee that actually brought this forth, and what we'd like to do is get some proposals for landscaping and put out the public notice so we can request for bids. And it probably wouldn't be until about November that we would get some of these back or whatever. And then at that time, we could start our budget appropriately in the next year's budget to add some things, but we'd like to get some specs and proposals. Does anybody have any comments? I think we've all spoke about this, that we wanted some more landscaping out front. I would like to thank Ken Phillips. He, as you know, donated the sprinkler system and put that in, and the sprinkler system has made a world of difference, but now we have water. So now we want to add plants. They won't wilt, okay? So anybody have any comments?
I think it's a good idea to further enhance the image of the township.
Oh, we have a beautiful building, we need to have some nice
Yeah,
plantings.
Yeah, right thing to do.
I know Bruce has been out there with his watering can with a couple little,
Well, I'm tired of
Which
stumbling
is-
over the hoses, so I got that taken care of. Now we have the sprinkler system. So, do we have a motion? Or do you
I have
have?
one more question. I guess I'd like to know what do you have in mind, and do we have an amount we want to spend?
Well, that's why we were gonna bring back the proposals. And
That's
let
why, yeah.
some people come and tell us what they think they can do, and then give us some idea money-wise, and then we'll vote on the money issue by, if they have different plans, then we'll know which one we want, and they may come back.
looking at proposals is the idea, to see what somebody would suggest we do here. I don't know if you had a chance to really look at the RFP and the contract, but essentially it's, they come up with ideas of what they want to do, and then we consider it, and they're not charging us for that.
Right, I just think, I could spend 150,000 out there, or I could spend 5, so.
We're obviously on the lower end, you know
I guess
that.
I think the bid says mid-range to lower range for cost and size of plant. So it kind of gives them an idea, but yet we don't want to inhibit their creativity either. So, but it's in
I
there.
think we're just looking at the front of the building and then along the side here, so it's not, a huge area that they could even work through.
Yeah, I think some of the wording in the request for quotes kind of gives them some guidelines, low maintenance type things and all that. We'll let their expertise kind of tell us what's available, just like we did with the building,
I kind of look at it, they only have 8 feet of frontage on the front. I don't know.
I know, I'm
how
thinking
much they
there's
could pack
going to
in
be
there.
a couple bushes and maybe a statue of Bruce, with the waterfall.
Yeah.
two with the
Holding a hose,
waterfall.
yeah. Okay, but, do we have anybody with a motion besides the Bruce part?
I'll make a motion and, okay, what's the right wording, Linda?
That we want to ask
the
for
request.
landscape design installation proposals.
And authorize the clerk to seek proposals.
Oh, yes. Approve landscaping agreement and request for proposals authorization for the clerk. Something like that?
Yeah, perfect.
That's what you said?
That's what I said.
That's what I thought. I'll support that.
Okay, we have a motion and a support. Any further comments?
Just that I think this boxing section of the landscape design installation specification is probably what you're looking for, but that's going to control what they're bidding toward.
Right, that was my point.
Okay, roll call, please.
Joe King.
Aye.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Treasurer Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to public forum. Anybody in the public have anything they'd like to say, please come forward. If there's anybody in the public, nice to see you, Mark. I haven't seen you in a while. Anybody in the public? Nobody? Yes.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
I said if anybody in the public would like to speak to the board, this is the time for public forum.
Okay.
Okay?
My name is Ben Sobey. I live in the township just outside Leonard. And I recently had a garage sale. I know to you guys it might not mean anything to you, but after I held it for 10 or 11 days. After about the 4th or 5th day, I kept seeing signs disappearing. You know, and first on one during the week, but mostly on Saturdays and Sundays. The signs just kept disappearing. And then I come to find out I had a couple people visiting me at the garage sale that one of them saw the person taking the signs down, asked him why, he says he was in the right of way. Another one said that it was the township taking them. I thought it was some people, like kids or somebody stealing the signs. Why aren't we educated here? Why, you know, it used to be years ago, I guess, I talked to one of the supervisors that was here before, and he said that there was something in there in the ordinances saying that the people whose signs were taken would be notified. No notification. I just wondered why. Why aren't people told about these ordinances? People would be much happier. I've been to other garage sales, and they say they're flabbergasted. They find out that the signs are missing, and sure enough, they're over here by the dumpster. Just wonder why.
Well, this is public forum where we listen, but I will add this, that all of our ordinances are online. Anybody can get those online, and they'll see that we do have signed ordinances. And I will just say this, that you can have garage sale signs in front of your house. I will say that the ordinances are available, they're online, and you can come in, and we also make copies of
I've been here for
ordinances.
30 years. This is the first year that I've had this kind of a problem. I've had garage sales every year.
Well, this is just where we listen, okay, in the public forum, okay? I just took a moment, though, to explain that all our ordinances are online, and we do have signed ordinances. We have people that come and put signs on all of the two major roads, which would be Lakeville and Rochester Road, and that's not fair to the people who live on those two roads to have signs all in front of their house showing something that's farther in or a couple miles away or whatever. But we do have signed ordinances, and you can come and get permits for those, and all our ordinance signs are available online, or you can come in and get a copy.
I've got a copy right here.
Okay, you see the signed ordinances there, and they're designed, and they were designed a long time ago to make sure that we don't have signs kept up and signs on other people's properties or on the right of way, but we do allow signs on your property, okay?
I'm not getting everything that you're saying. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
You need to make an appointment with Ben.
You can come and see me in my office, okay? Come see me in my office, okay? I'll be available tomorrow. If you'd like, come in and I'll explain everything the best I can to you, okay?
All right, I will.
Okay, very good.
But the other thing is, why? I just don't understand. Why aren't the people educated? I mean, they're online. I've been here for 30 years. This is the first year I've had a problem. Very first year. Something's changed.
Sign ordinance has been in effect for a long time, but I'll show you tomorrow and I'll make a copy for you. Thank you. Anybody else have anything in public forum? Okay, we'll close that. Addison Township Board reports. Anybody on the board that has a...
I think everybody saw the new equipment. Did you vote yet, Bruce?
Oh, Pauline's all excited about her new equipment over here. This is the super duper model, and I don't know how fast it goes or anything like that.
Well, you have to go vote.
It's going to improve the voting for November. You'll all be able to use that, okay? I mean, I'm real excited about it. I don't know everybody else is. But
They all tried it.
After working the elections all these years and seeing the old equipment, I think this will be a real asset. It's faster, it's simpler.
Yes.
Right there, that's a huge improvement.
Nothing mentioned about accuracy. We're accurate.
Well, we've been accurate.
The other ones
We've
were
always been
accurate. Hey, we went through the recount just fine.
Okay. Anybody else on the board have anything to say?
Yeah, our two no-haz days in the past few months, in July and this month, a few days ago, went pretty well. I think I was the only one who participated in the past one this weekend from Addison Township. But they're really good events, and they provide a great service to our county. And so I encourage people to go check it out.
Did you take our batteries?
No, I haven't gotten in time for that. So.
We still have a storage of batteries here then.
Don't let those 9-volt batteries
Thank you, God.
touch. They catch
Thanks,
fire.
God.
Oh, even the dead ones?
Yep, even the dead ones.
Okay. Anybody else?
Always a little juice in there.
Okay, we're going to legal reports. Don't have any. Communications, you got any? Nothing. Supervisors report. Let me see what I have here. I just wanted to let everybody know that there is an EPA hearing at the Oxford High School on October 12th. This is concerning the injection in the oil wells up at the Quinder and Leonard Road area. It's from 6 to 7:30 for the public meeting, and from 7:30 to 9 o'clock for the public hearing. And this is once again an EPA public hearing on the underground injection permit that the Canadian oil company, I think it's Energex Petroleum or whatever, that we've already had several encounters with them up in Lansing, and now they want to inject some form of liquid or gas in to pump more oil out, and we have some deep concerns. And so if anybody's interested, they will have the public hearings there. And of course, we will
Where is
be
that
there.
at again? Sorry.
It's at the Oxford High School on October 12th. And we're just worried about our well system, our fresh water. From 6 to 7:30 is the public meeting. That's, I think, where they explain everything. And then from 7:30 to 9 o'clock is the public hearing where they hear from the public. And Pauline and I have been up to Lansing, and I have spoke on several of their issues. But of course, the state gives the permits. We just talk, and they do as they wish. So this might be a time for the public to let them know what they think, pro or con. The chloriding, we had our last application, and it was pretty thick this time, but I did talk to the road commission about it, and he said it's a good thing because that keeps the roads